happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Good. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So guys, I put in the little chat here. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you could take a second to type in one of your New Year's resolutions in the chat. So just a quick New Year's resolution. What did you, thinking about your goals this year, thinking about what you want to accomplish. If you could throw in some New Year's resolutions in the chat, I'd appreciate it. I'm curious what you guys want to do and what you want to do. So here by a second, throw that in there. But Happy New Year! It's beautiful to be alive. Rocking. All right. So a couple things. So before we jump in, so I know there's some new faces in our office in particular, and I'm sure new faces in general joining the call. So every Tuesday, I do this call at 10 a.m. It's for you. It's for your friends, family, whoever you want. I launched this YouTube channel this past year as one of the things I did to get outside of my comfort zone. I was very nervous and uncomfortable about this whole idea, but I had a few people encouraging me to share some knowledge and experience of almost 20 years of being an entrepreneur and life lessons and things like that. I started to realize last year that one of my deep purposes, like a purpose in general, is to help change the world one leader at a time. And if I can, through my experience, through my challenges, through my opportunities, and through maybe my career, if I can share some things to help you guys reach your dreams and reach your goals, then that's what I want to do. I know the more good I put in the world, the more karma in a positive way I help give. The more the world's going to evolve, and it's going to be the ripple effect. And listen, I also know that what you put out, you get back. So, I want to have a great life for my family and for my kids. And so I appreciate you guys getting on every week. You make me feel special. We have almost 30 people on this week, and I know there's a lot more people that are watching the YouTube channel. So, all right, so a couple, I'm just going to go through these. I'm not going to say any names, but a couple things I see. I want to go to the gym more often. Let's see. I want no more dad bod and read daily. Read a book a month. Start working on savings, putting money away. Get the first rental property. Someone else wants to, work out some more. Visit Picture Rocks. That's awesome. Get a mentor, read more, be healthy, cook more. Again, savings, paying off car, making more money in a new career, sustainability, progress, comfort, open an office, getting promoted, run a marathon, looking to enjoy the process, just in general, be happier, and then make some moves, read some books, have a healthy, spiritual, strong lifestyle, invest, travel. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that's awesome. All right, so today I want to go over for you guys 2021. Why is this year going to be different? So I'm going to come at you with some heat early in 2021. So put on your gloves. Put them up. All right. So 2021, everyone is saying this year is going to be different. Every person I've talked to, this year is the year. It'll be different. The reality is it won't. Most people, look at the gyms already. This morning I was there, January 5th, back to normal. Normally it takes until February. This year in particular was as empty as it was last month, in the 5th of January. Most people will give up. Most people don't have the commitment and the strength to follow through. Now, I believe just by you being on this call and most of you choosing the career that you've chosen, I believe we're among the few. Like the Navy SEALs. I always think that our business is the Navy SEALs of sales. Like it's, not many people will attempt it. The ones that do, and they realize it's really not that hard. Just talking to people and having a positive attitude for 8 hours, which again, for the real world, having a positive attitude for 10 minutes is the hard. So having it for 8 hours, even harder, right? But for us, it's just normally just the way we are. So I'll tell you, before listening to your resolutions, in my notes, the top 3 resolutions every single year. Number 1, get healthy. Every single year since the beginning of time, resolutions came about. Number 2, make more money. Number 3, getting more organized to do better at number 1 and number 2. How crazy is that? And I didn't even ask you guys. I didn't even prepare you. I didn't send message. Hey, you make sure you put this on there. Like this is just, I'm asking, what is one resolution? And it's interesting that it's very predictable. So why do most people not do well with resolutions, or just frankly, they don't get ahead? Well, it's just their commitment. Their commitment to their goals. And so when commitment is lacking, then the effort and the energy towards what you want to accomplish is not going to be there. And then besides that, oftentimes there's no strategy or plan. I know a week or two ago, I went over strategic planning and goal setting. So a lot of you guys probably put together goals. You probably wrote them down, typed them out. Maybe you shared them with your mentor, or shared them with a peer, maybe a sibling or a friend, right? And so, what I've learned is the commitment and the action that you put into things is part of it, but it's not that daily plan that makes the biggest difference. It's the action you take daily that makes the biggest difference. It's what you do every day when nobody's watching, when your alarm goes off in the morning, and if you want to get healthy, it's if you actually get up and go to the gym. Trust me, I'm human. I wake up when my alarm goes off. I love to sleep. Like it is one of my favorite things to do. Sleeping in is awesome. When you have kids, you don't do it past 6:30. That's true, right? Now, if you don't and your alarm goes off, do you keep sleeping in and you keep doing your thing and then you kind of start moving, or do you get up and you're like, here today, I'm going to make choices to move towards my goal? It's not what you do in general. It's what you do. It's not what you do in a day. It's what you do daily that makes the biggest difference. Now, commitment all comes down to your why. So if you're taking notes, I would write a massive WHY. Why do I even want to do these things? Why do I want to put my body in pain? This morning I ran a mile in like 6.5 minutes, and then I did lunges, and I did walking lunges and like pulse lunges, and then, decline push-ups and walkouts and all these things. I had this guy that's one of my buddies at the gym. I see him, I waved at him, and he goes, hey, look, you look like you're getting in college soccer shape again. I'm like, thank you. That makes me feel great. I appreciate you. I was like, you look like you're going to go back and play in the NFL, because he did. He goes, I'm trying to show my boys that I still got it. And the guy's doing these like rolling things for his abs where you like roll out the thing, go straight out and roll back. I swear he did 100 of them. And he's probably in his mid to late 40s, maybe 50s. I don't know. But he doesn't look it. And the reason he doesn't look it is he takes care of his mind and his body and his physical strength. And we talked for a few minutes, and I said, hey, how are the boys? I know your son's in college. Is he going to play at the next level from your opinion? He goes, man, he runs a 4.4 flat, and he's a wide receiver. He's got the physical talent to do it. But what I'm working with him on is his mindset. And I was like, I'm like, man, the world is crazy. I said, did I ever tell you what I do? I was like, I develop and coach, people in entrepreneurship and sales and whatever. And if I knew what I knew now in college soccer, that the mind is more powerful than my physical strength and my skill set, man, I don't know what level I would have played at. And he goes, you're so right. That's what I keep teaching try to teach my teenagers, but they're teenagers. They don't pay attention to dad. He's like, if they just had a little bit of my wisdom, man, I think they'd have a huge career in the NFL. And he went on to be actually like a referee in the NFL too. And it's just interesting that he's like, it's crazy. We speak the same language. He goes, no wonder I see you in here every day. And I'm like, yeah, it's funny how we all, like the people who get it, just kind of get it in a lot of areas in their life. So, but why do you want to do this? Why do you want to put yourself through pain? Why should you get up and get that alarm going so you get to the gym? Why do you take the time to plan your meals? Why do you want to go where you want to go? And it's not like the money or the career growth. It's deeper than that. Like deep down, like layer behind layer behind layer behind layer. Like, what is the reason? So for me, you'll see behind me, I want to build a home in the Carolinas. So if you guys that know my back, again, some of the challenges I've been through, my parents passing about 7 years ago from cancer in a matter of 3 months. My father, in his will, he left my brother and I property in the Carolinas. It was supposed to be his retirement project. He saved his money his entire 39 years of being an engineer. So for retirement, he could build a home for our family to, spend holidays at, to be Christmas and Thanksgiving and whatever. And so when I hit certain goals in our business and getting promoted to senior national, and I help, more people run offices, certain metrics, I'm going to break ground in the Carolinas. That is deep. I will probably cry every time I go there. Make sure that we have organizational events there. I want people to know deep down why I was so motivated and why I'm still so motivated to give. It's got to be deep, right? And so you got to ask yourself that. Other things that I want to do, other things that I've always strived for in my early years of my career, things like, I want to make passive income, like while I'm sleeping, while I'm on vacation. I don't want to be tied to, a position or a role where I always have to be there. In the field, I went business to business to sell different services and products to companies. And I would meet business owners that, if they weren't at their company was closed. Like they had the skill of the shoemaker. They had the skill of, the surgery or whatever. They own their own businesses, but they were tied to their company so much that they couldn't empower and delegate and give. So they have freedom to be away, to create freedom of the world, right? To do other things. And so, that the neat thing about our business and the business I do is the more I teach and I develop, the more I have to let go, which is hard as a leader, right? But you got to, again, think about those things. Other things I think about, I want to leave a legacy. The house in the Carolinas and what I'm building here is for when I'm gone from this earth, like I want my kids to know what I stood for. I want my boys to know what I did to set up our family, right? And I want to leave a legacy. And, and also, things about entrepreneurship. I believe in the idea of entrepreneurship. You know that in 2021, I read a stat recently, I told it to my office, that the trends are already showing that there's more people trying to start up companies today than in the last 20 years, which makes sense to me, right? So in a few days of last year, there's companies like Lord and Taylor. I mean, some massive brands just like that closed, right? My business did $700,000 in revenue last year through a pandemic. Like, I'm so grateful for that. I mean, we could have had a better year. Of course, we didn't have a pandemic, but it really, I mean, we didn't close. We still have cash, right? The business is still growing. We have a need, you know, in the marketplace that we're needed more than ever, right? And so again, it's gotta be deep. And what is it? Why is it that you want to get healthy? Why is it that you want to, you know, make more money? Why? Deep, and think about those things. Now, one of the most important things to understand, though, if you're going to hit your goals this year, and I think you will, it's not an if, it's you will hit your goals this year, is you got to understand the importance of the people in your life. So the people in your life will not, as you start in business and you start your road to success, it will not determine, you know, where you start. You know, because, you know, in my younger years, my college roommates, as an example, that didn't really influence me on starting in my career. Now, over time, if I would have kept those relationships like I did in college and all their incredibly bad choices, and myself included, because I was in that group, and kept making those choices over and over, like doing keg stands on a Wednesday night, like that's just smart to do, right? And when you're working in a career, I mean, it's at least in college, it is, right? So, but if you continue those things through your career, you're obviously not going to do well in your career, right? So you got to think about what relationships are toxic to your growth. What relationships are not helping you get ahead? And not that you iron them out or whatever. I mean, in my world, I do. I'm not telling you have to do that. But what I'm saying is you have to be conscious of how they get into your head. Like gossip. I was listening to one of the books I'm listening to right now. It's called The Four Agreements. And it talks about the power of the word and the power of words in general. And it's amazing how we've formalized opinions and ideas about people, untrue or true, based on what somebody's told us, right? And it's, in general, if you want to be really successful in your career, I would highly encourage you to think about the 6 people you spend most of your time with. Because that circle of 6 people will determine how well you do this year, how well you do in your future. If you hang out with people that are broke, well, guess what? Likelihood you're going to be broke. If you hang out with people that make 6 figures and are entrepreneurs and going places, and you're working your way to go there, well, guess what? Most likely they're going to rub off on you, and you're going to make choices to go where you want to go and to grow in your career and grow in your life. So, but relationships is huge when it comes to goal setting. And then last but not least, you know, I got a couple more topics and just kind of setting up. The commitment side, let's kind of wrap up this whole kind of introduction thing. Commitment, the quicker you commit is how fast you will go. So if you're just kind of like, you know, I think I'm going to do this. I think this sounds great, whatever. Just know it's going to take, your runway is extended. But the quicker that you go, I am doing this. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to accomplish. I'm getting started today, or hopefully it was a few days ago or whatever days, but I'm all in. Then you're going to pick up velocity, move towards your goal. It's like a flight taking off. The moment that the pilot puts the pedal to the metal per se, the engines take off and you start gaining momentum and lift off. And you start moving very, very quickly. And I'd highly encourage you to ask yourself when it comes to your goals, because most of the time goals are around things that cause pain. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of this. You know, I was saying this yesterday about momentum to my leaders. But momentum begins when you draw the line in the sand and you're like, I do not want to live this way. I don't want this anymore. This relationship, this unhealthy eating style, this lack of working out, whatever it is, lack of organization, you draw the line in the sand, and again, that's the first step to committing and then moving towards your goals. So with all that being said, I wanted to add a couple more points on why you're going to hit your goals. It's interesting because I started again listening to this book, The 4 Agreements, and it just talks about 4 things that if you want to, be great and help you move towards what you want to accomplish. The first commitment is sticking to your word. And it's interesting because before I started listening to it, so one of my goals is to listen to 2 books a month, audiobooks, reading books, whatever. And so this is my first book I'm listening to. I put my notes together last night after our team nights. Normally when I'm doing things at my quiet time, my family's asleep. And I thought to myself, what is a message that anyone that wants to jump on into their goals, what's a message they need to hear? And the first thing that came to my mind was sticking to your word. And then this morning, as I'm listening to my book, it talks about sticking to your word. And so for any of you guys that got a chance to listen to Alex Sheen, Because I Said I Would, a few weeks ago, is a guy that started that nonprofit Because I Said I Would, by writing the cards, and because I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. The key here is you have to become, for you, the most reliable person you know. So you have to commit that you are the most reliable. And I'll tell you, this is something for me that is a huge challenge, right? Because I'm not perfect. So give you an example. And what happens is when you don't stick to your word, you beat yourself up, right? You have negative self-talk. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I didn't follow through. Like it's no bueno in general. It just causes like anxieties. And I've seen this myself, because I have kids. For Brady and Mason, if I tell Brady, hey buddy, give me 5 minutes and I'll be done. I'll be able to spend some time with you. I'll be able to play FIFA. I'll be able to do your practice with you over Zoom, because that's how they're doing it right now. 5 minutes later, he's in here going, 5 minutes is up, right? And so he keeps me honest, which is really, really good. And the interesting thing is, as I started listening to this and I started putting my notes together last night, I was like, man, when I don't stick to my word, it not only hurts me inside, but it affects literally the most important people in my life, with my boys and my wife. So I'll give you an example. Another thing I did in the past and I've gotten much better at, she used to ask me, hey, taking care of the boys, picking them up from school, whatever, when I had to, different dinners or meetings or whatever I wanted to be at, I'd tell her I'll be home at, 8 o'clock. And if I show up at 8:30, essentially she's preparing her whole day and everything she's doing. By 8, I'm home and I can, help out, because she has a full-time position. She's a full-time mom. We got a lot going on. And so what I've started to realize is when I stick to my word, it's empowering. And it not only empowers me to feel better and gives me strength, but it also, the people in my inner circle, the ones I spend most of my time with Sarah and the boys, they feel it. They feel better about things. They're not upset. Like the boys would get upset if I don't do, what I said I was going to do, which they, of course, it's very emotional, and I don't want to hurt them. So I think collectively, if you can think about how you can stick to your word more this year, and not being perfect, but just trying to get better at that, man, I think it'd be huge. And I think the neat thing is your family's going to love you more. Your closest group of people are going to show you love. And I think that's amazing. That's like one of the most important things, is to put love in the world, not the other things that people put out there. The other point I want to make, and these are just some random things I thought of last night, is number 2 is tell people no. No, I don't want to do that. No, it doesn't benefit me. It's not something I'm interested in. No, my future self would regret if I did that. So telling people no and being polite about it. Hey, no, that I appreciate you offering. No, thank you. And just moving on. Because there's a lot of people in the world and in our families and in our social circles that tell us and tell you what you should do, tell you what you should accomplish, the type of industry, career, tell you the type of how you should communicate. Like they're very good at telling people. And what I would encourage you to do is to live your life and live it on your terms. And it's frankly okay not to be liked by everybody. I tell myself all the time, and I don't have many people that don't like me. I'm not being rude, but even if because I make my own choices, I do my own thing. Like I have plenty of friends. I have family that loves me. There's no need to, do things. And when I say no to someone, when I walk away, I don't have any emotional attachment to not doing whatever that is. Right. And that's the other thing that happens. If you do say no, you stand up for yourself. Sometimes you walk away and like, oh, I feel bad. They really wanted me to do this. No, it's okay. No, I'm good. I'm going to do this. This is what I want. Right. And what you'll realize is other people will respect that. Other people will really appreciate that. But do things this year that are going to help you take steps to reaching your dreams, to set yourself up to move towards what you want to accomplish. And oftentimes you got to tell people no for that. And then last but not least, guys, is you got to be an aggressive student. An aggressive student is someone who is not waiting around to learn what you have to learn. You have to chase the skills, not the promotion. You have to chase the skills of being a better, human being. You have to listen and learn. Successful people leave clues. There's a ton of clues on this call. There's a ton of clues in books. There's a ton of clues on YouTube videos and different things for, people that are successful. But you got to be an aggressive student. If other people care about your success more than you do, there's a problem with that, right? But again, I believe that people in our organization, that we're among the few that are aggressive students, that are moving towards, telling people no, that I'm going to do this, and these are the things I want to accomplish. And and I'll tell you, I've seen so. I'll leave you guys with this. At one point in my career, I remember I had someone in my business that, before joining our organization, they worked other just jobs really that didn't have a lot of growth opportunity and didn't have a lot of mentorship and positive habitual changes to help people kind of grow personally and professionally. And this one individual I had in the office was in a relationship, with someone that was not in the business and everything else. And so they start this new job. And after a couple of weeks, they're growing, they're doing great. And they sit in front of me for coaching opportunities. And they're just like, I'm so happy I'm in this position. I'm growing so much. I get feedback at home from my girlfriend that, man, you're just different. You're a lot more positive. Like, wow, things must be going really great at work and blah, blah. And it's, oh yeah, you should meet so-and-so. You should meet, Johnny, you should meet Amy, you should meet Billy, you should meet blah, blah. There's all these amazing people at work. And then the significant other is still in one of those opportunities, or really not an opportunity, where they still go to work every day and they're not getting the development. They're not getting the positive influence. They're not having this culture of people that like to hang out and do things. And today it's over Zoom, but like in the old days, hopefully soon enough, it'll be back at grabbing a beer at the bar and playing bowling and doing all the fun things we do, and like shooting pool or going golfing or whatever, and traveling to conferences and all these fun things, right? And it's funny because the guy sat in front of me and he said, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was like, why? What's up? He's like, it's really weird, but do you mind if I open up a little bit? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. He's like, my girlfriend thinks I'm cheating on her. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. She says I'm so happy I must be cheating on her. And I was like, oh, I get it. You wake up in the morning, you love going to work, you go hang out with people after work, and there's all these cool people, and you have drinks and you stay out sometimes and you have a good time, you're all happy all the time. It makes sense. Shit, if I didn't meet the people in our office and whatever, I'd probably think the same thing, right? Because what kind of job, what kind of opportunity do people actually love going to, right? And for a lot of people in the world, that's not the case, right? They go to work every day and it's like dreading it. And they're just counting the days until they leave their company, until they quote unquote retire, right? And so just be aware of that too. So have awareness around, the story that you tell people and the story about things. Again, there's a lot of power in words, but I think it's very interesting sometimes. All right. So just kind of wrap things up, guys. So 2021, keep in mind, everyone's going to tell you that wrote goals this year, that this year is going to be the year. And I really believe it is. I know for me, I'm committed. I've been in the gym every day this year. It's a part of my goals. I'm thinking about what I'm eating every day because, again, it's a part of my goal. I put together my, and I don't know if you guys can see this. I put together my, I'm going to turn off my screen. I put together my vision board. Let's see. I turn off my camera here. You guys can see this. So I put together my vision board. It's got beaches, it's got houses, it's got cars, it's got quotes, it's got morning routines, for the love of fitness, body, mind, breakfast, you know the new secret, stay strong. It's about sunshine, being in the moment. It's all in the family. Find someone you want to see. Performance matters. Family matters. Play all out. 2021. It has writing out goals. It says take a leap. Making a meaningful change in your life can be daunting. Stop wondering. Start wandering. I put together my vision board. Right. I'm committed. I'm ready to take on 2021, and I really, really hope that you guys do the same and understand that it's, again, not what you do in a day, it's what you do daily, your daily decisions. And, finding yourself a coach, finding someone that can hold you accountable is only going to help you. There's a reason why people hire trainers. It's for accountability mainly, right? And sometimes they'll create fitness plans and anything else, but it's to hold you accountable, right? So that's what I have for you guys this week. Happy Tuesday. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm really excited about you guys hitting your goals. And, listen, I think it's, we live in a planet, we live in a world that, some people, and I know there's a lot of negatives out there, but some people think there isn't a lot of opportunity. And I'm not saying that it's challenging, because it is, but I truly, truly believe that the world is a healthier place than it's perceived. I believe there's a lot of people in this world that are going to give positive vibes and love to the world, that are going to help the world change and get things moving towards back to whatever the new normal is going to look like. And I just encourage you guys to help it by doing what you need to do daily, and help you reach your goals. Just imagine when you hit your goals and the things that you want to accomplish, how many people you can positively impact, not just in your family, but, hey, listen, you run an office. I got about 20 people that work in my office. there's 20 people's lives I can give opportunity to, that they can pay their bills, they can come through for their family because of the choices that I make daily. So, that's a ton of gratitude around that. And I know you guys have dreams of doing the same. So Happy New Year, everybody. Have a fantastic 2021. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys soon.